everyone, welcome to this video training, and in this training it will be a bit shorter and we're just going to cover how to build an effective marketing budget. So we've already gone over the whole basis of branding and what are we creating and what are we marketing to the public, to our core avatar clients. We've talked about like the whole painting business in general and how the seasonality works and what the whole industry is really all about. So how do you build within this industry and what are we even going for? We've talked about the marketing mix and all the different tactics that are available to us in this painting business. And there's a lot more tactics than the ones that we covered in the previous video, but we covered just the basics that I think are the most important to mention. And yeah, now we're just going to get into how do we get that onto our P&L statement, onto our business plan, and make sure all the numbers really line up. And the costing all lines up, and that we understand how it all fits together. So let's get into that. This video is for general managers and marketing managers, right? These are the people that are building the whole marketing budget, which should be around between 5 and 7 or 8% of your revenue for the company. So we're going to cover building an effective marketing budget, minimum marketing spends that I would like to see and that I try and target. And then we'll just do a live example using the business plan. And I'm just going to kind of refine the ending features of my 2022 business plan. So building an effective marketing budget. So now that we know what we're building and who we're serving, we can begin to create a marketing budget and strategy. So in the early days of the painting business, if you kind of wish to expand, you should be spending quite a bit. So I think in my first year, I spent 15% of my revenue, and that's because I barely had any revenue. I was just getting started. So as a percentile, it ended up being quite a large percentile, but in terms of the amount spent, it actually wasn't that much. As your business matures and your desire for more clients, scale diminishes, this number slowly reduces to around the 5% range, I would say. But in the first few years, 8%'s pretty good for generating momentum. So yeah, what we do is we build a revenue map and a detailed marketing budget in Excel that breaks down the allocation to around the 8% mark. With the inputs from your business coach. So if I'm coaching you, then we'll go through this together. Otherwise, you want to do this on your own and just make sure that the spend comes out to what you want it to be. And you actually understand how it all fits there. This is kind of an example of a marketing spend throughout the years. So you can see in the early years there, year one, it's kind of traditional as the dominator. Then you have this digital going, which may or may not be having a good ROI, giving you a total for around 13%, which is kind of high. And we want to slowly dwindle that down to a nice evenly across the board, around 8% in year four. And if you're really efficient at this stuff and you really master your tactics, you can definitely get it lower. Like I said, you can get this stuff down to like 3% even. However, there is a healthy range. You never want to be just totally underspending on your brand's development. Like I think you should never go below 4%, no matter what, even if you don't want to grow. It's just, yeah, that's kind of the very minimum spend you would ever do is 4% to 5%. So we kind of touched on the marketing mix in the last video and went through each of these. So now we have to select the marketing mix that we want for the company. So this would be kind of an example strategy right here. Of a strategic spend. So how much you're spending per month for each of these different tactics. So say this is the bundle of tactics that we've really selected to work together and synergize with. How much does that per month on average? If you add it up, multiply by 12, how much on annual would that work out to? How much is the total spend for the whole year? So the marketing spend needs to be appropriate in order for the business to scale rapidly. So we're going to use that marketing Excel tab once we do the example in a second here and fully build out that cash flow plan. So with this kind of a budget, the one that we're looking at here as an example, this should be producing at least $500,000, I would say. Assuming you're going to spend $50K on marketing, minimum, this would be a $500,000 business, I would say. And this should take you up to about $1 million, this type of budget. And that's what it could look like. So for me, these are the things I want to focus on this year. I'm going to run a high-level door-to-door strategy. So we're going to have a team of about 5 to 6 people going, part-time, probably like 20 hours a week, or 15 hours a week per person. And then we're going to have an automated direct mail strategy. So these are kind of a little bit more on the active side, especially the door-to-door. Direct mail could even be considered more on the passive side. So I only really have the door-to-doors that I'm really focusing on for active strategy. And then passively, I want to do a full website rebuild this year and really start to master the SEO, which is something I'm going to slowly start cultivating as a skill. That's one of the skills I would like to continue deepening into this year. Every year I kind of pick a skill that I want to hone in on. And other than that, review generation. So that's another passive strategy. I want to build up our online reviews this year. So really incentivizing my painting teams to follow a review generation strategy and giving out the postcards and compensating the guys as well. For every review they generate, they're going to get like a $200 review bonus. So that's what I want to build up this year is my reviews, get my SEO set up for like the next decade. So like get the site formatted the way I want it so that it can really build with it. Like I said, my site's pretty sweet right now, but it's the first version of it, and I think I can do a lot better. But it definitely is a good site relative to most of my competitors. But I want to be the best. I don't want to. I want to get set up for the best. So that's one of my implementations for the year. And that's really it. Between these things, I think I can run a really healthy business. It doesn't mean I'm not going to do all the other stuff. It just means that's not the focus. So if we drop into the business plan here, you can see here, this is the marketing strategy tab down at the bottom. So if you're looking at the top here, or the very start of the business plan, it works its way through, revenue map, weekly sales, and if you keep going all the way down to here, these two yellow tabs is the marketing budget and the marketing strategy, and that's what we're going to work on in this video. So first thing I do is, in my case, this is pulling directly from my revenue map. 786 total quotes is what I need in order to run $1 million business, based on all of my metrics. So if you go back to this revenue map down here, based on a $4,000 average job size and a 35% sales ratio, which are both extremely conservative for me. My personal sales ratio was 50% last year. Our company sales ratio was about 43%. And our average job size was actually about 4,800. But once again, I like to run things conservatively. So I'm going to build it on this structure, which gives me 786% estimates required for the year. So this is going to pull that data. If I go back to my marketing strategy, and right here, you can see each month is pulling. So this is all for your business plan, which you'll have a copy. The copy of the business plan, of course, is in the Painting Resource Center. So you can just grab it and it's all formatted for you. You don't have to worry about any of that. This will all just draw. So it's telling me that I need 24 estimates in January, 79 in February, 134 in March. And then I just put in the percentage of my sales that I want to generate from which tactics. So in this case, I'm going to go with 75% of our revenue is going to come from cold calling. We're just very much in our early stages of development still, and I want to be very active and direct and just go get the leads that I need. So if this is just multiplying 75% times 24 leads for the month that I need, so 18 leads need to come from cold calling. And the remaining 25% I'm just going to get from direct mail. If anything else comes in from these other tactics, like we'll definitely have tons of job site marketing going on. We're definitely going to get some referrals and word of mouth. But I'm budgeting for a little bit over about 105% of revenue. I'm just to be conservative again. And this gives me direct information about what I actually have to do on a month-to-month basis. So then if you scroll down further, it's going to draw again. So I need 18 quotes. It pulls it into the cold calling tab and gives me my ratios. So in a given hour, we knock on about 5%. What does this say? Door to knock, 5%. So we need to 5% of the doors that we knock on will actually be estimates. So in order to get 18 leads, it's saying that we have to knock on 354 doors. Here it's saying if we can knock on 15 doors an hour, which is quite conservative, that means we need to do 24 hours of door knocking. So that would be 2 cold callers working 12 hours a week. So 2 part-time cold callers could do this, or door-to-door marketers. If we're spending on average about $55 per estimate generated, that gives me my total budget for cold calling for the year. Boom. Same thing, it'll just draw all the way through, and I can see my total spend at the end here. So I'm going to spend 43, where is it? Let's see, is that right? Yeah, I'm going to spend $43,000 on cold calling this year. That's my budget. So that's going to get dragged directly into my marketing budget. Same thing goes down here. You can keep going to the bottom and you'll find your direct mail. And this is doing the exact same thing. If we can see that 25% is coming from direct mail, that means 6 out of these 24 leads are going to be are direct mail leads that we're trying to generate. So if we want to get 6 of those, we need 400 flyers on average. So this is conservative as well, but for every 400 direct mailings to people's houses that arrive in their mailbox, we get an estimate. So we need to send 2,300 flyers a month to get 6 estimates. If the cost of delivery is 12 cents and the cost of printing, let's say, is 8 cents, actually it's lower than that, it's 6 cents, then that means that the cost per quote is going to be $72. So that's higher than my cold calling, which is why I like cold calling. But the cost per quote is going to be $72. $72 times 6 leads is what this is. So $424 spend to get 6 leads for the month of January. And then this is also going to get dragged into my marketing budget. I'm not going to be starting this year off with a strong pay-per-click. I think we're going to be launching this initiative probably in 2023. We're really going to launch this in a very intentional way. I might tinker around with it this year, but it's not going to be a core strategy. So now I'd go to my marketing budget and everything has been logged for me. And then at the end of the months, I can also record how I actually did. So right out of my CRM, we're going to be able to see how many leads came in from each campaign. So you have to have this is a whole other thing, but having a really good CRM system set up for your business. Colorcraft, we are using, we were using a company called Job Nimbus, and we are just switching over to a company called Vonago now, which has really detailed reporting. So you'd record this every month and you can see at the end of the year how you did versus your goals. So we go to the marketing budget, and you can see the breakdown of all the different things. So my planned spend for the year is, let's say I want to do 7.5%. That gives me my total. This will show me how much money I have left based on 7% of my revenue. So I have $1,300 left according to what I've already input. So we are not actively going to be going for, I might end up tinkering around with this stuff, but right now I'm not budgeting anything for PPC. SEO, we don't have an active SEO person beyond me who will be working on this year. Yelp enhanced, home stars, Facebook advertising. Once again, I might also allocate some money to Facebook advertising, but at this time, I don't want to budget anything from it. If I do anything with it, I'll take part of the budget from the door-to-door marketing stuff to screw around with it, but probably wouldn't be too much. I have to test stuff. Painter reviews, I do want to engage in this strategy. So you can see here, I'm going to do $150 per review generated, and it's pulling from the revenue map. I'm guessing that's jobs completed. And if that was the case, this is how much I'm going to spend on $15,000 just incentivizing my team to get reviews for the company. So they'll want to do an incredibly good job so that they can get these bonuses. And that's win-win for everyone. The customers get an amazing thing. The painters make money. I stay on budget with my spend. So really right here, I'm going to spend $15,000 pretty much getting painter reviews on Google. That's my strategy for online. Field marketing, yeah, that's pulling all the data from my marketing strategy tab, and that gives me 43,000. Lawn signs, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot of lawn signs, so I'm going to go back to the marketing strategy, and in February I'm going to do a big order of lawn signs. So let's go back to direct mail. Dude, oh, there's nothing there actually. I'm just going to grab marketing strategy D37. Marketing strategy D37. So that's the job site marketing tab. This will kind of already be going on. I'm going to send door-to-door marketers to do all this job site marketing, but I'm just going to add in, I want to get about probably 250 signs for the year at $10. That's how much they cost. So it's about $2,500 to do this. So that looks good to me. And door hangers, I've already got a ton of door hangers from last year, so I'm not going to have to buy more of those. Community events, I will be doing some of this stuff. So let's go in April. Let's do $500 and then maybe $2,500. I want to do a retreat in June, maybe even $3,000. A retreat in June for the team. So community event is more for like the actual painting teams. I want to just do some fun stuff for team morale. I'm not going to get mugs. Vehicle wraps, where our vans are already wrapped. Parking, we won't be paying for parking. But we've got a whole list of different locations where we're going to park the vans. I've already got I've got about 70,000 flyers. So I might end up having to order more flyers. Let's say in July, maybe we'll do some flyer orders. So let's do, I'm probably going to order 50,000. 1, 2, 3 times 0.05. So I'll probably order $2,700 worth of postcard flyers in around July. And in the last video, we covered the direct mailing strategy. So you can kind of see, actually, here's a copy of it. The direct mailing strategy, we knew that we're going to need 87,000 flyers for the next season. And I've probably got about 70,000 flyers already in storage. So I'll probably do an order of about 50,000 for the next one. So we'll put that in there. That looks good. Past customer calling, I'm just going to have our sales manager do this. I might do a little bit, but that's free basically because it's already built into the salary. Email campaign, that's something that's once a month I'll do. That's free. Website setup, this I will actually probably do in around September, and I'm going to allocate an extra $2,500 to get someone to help me with the development of that. That's one of the skills I really want to develop. We're going to be building our website on Shopify, or rebuilding the website on Shopify. The current site's pretty sweet. Like I said, it's good. It's got a good online system here. Pretty easy to navigate and see our work, and all that stuff's good. Booking estimates is pretty simple and easy. You can just kind of pick which territory or geography you want to get your estimate, and then you can book a quote with the appropriate manager. So in this case, Jesse, whatever his availability is. That's fine. It's going to be good enough for this year, but I don't know. I feel like I can do better, so allocate a bit of money for that. This is pulling directly from our marketing strategy as well. That's $13,000 going to be going to direct mailings. We're not going to get into mass advertising and media this year. I don't think we're going to do a trade show this year either. Maybe in 2023 I'd like to get into trade shows, but this year, no. And cookie drops and lunch and learns, that's kind of stuff you do for property managers when you want to build relationships and stuff. So again, this is a huge initiative for 2023, is really getting into the commercial game of the. So this breaks our whole thing down. So we're going to spend $83,000 on marketing based on this plan. I think we can actually do a lot better. So I think I'm being very, very conservative on this. So if we go back to our cash flow plan, all of this budget down here, so this adds it all up at the bottom here. So these line items are getting pulled directly to our cash flow statement, where you can see on our business plan how much we're spending per month. And that would come out to 7.98%. That's the spend based on our business plan. I'm okay with that. And yeah, if you go down to the very bottom of the business plan, you can kind of see the cash flow situation as well. So, you know, everything looks good. These are the fixed expenses at the bottom, including the marketing spend. And down at the bottom here, you can see the actual ending cash balances. So assuming I had, let's say, 20 grand in the actual checking account of the company, by the end of the month, you can see how the cash flow builds up over time. So we don't really have any negative months, so that all looks fine for me as well. And that's it. That's how you build the marketing budget and align it. So yeah, based on $1 million business, that is what I think it's going to take to run $1 million business. So I like the simplicity of my strategy right now. I can really focus on my cold calling team and just like have some fun with like an actual team. One of the benefits I find of this right now specifically is just getting out of the house and just being with people and being out in like neighborhoods and stuff. I've been doing so much computer work. So I do like to build my strategy as well around like what I personally want to be doing and having fun and stuff. I won't be managing the marketing team, but just getting out there and motivating and working with everyone is fun for me versus just like paying a Google SEO person or something like that. And it's just, you know, there's a time and a place, but those are the strategies I'm invested in this year. And that is how you put together a really well thought through strategy for your franchise or for your business when it comes to painting. So that is it for marketing budgeting, and we will see you in the next video where we will be getting into the nitty-gritty of door-to-door marketing and the cold call approach.